Alright, for all my runners out there, Reebok has a shoe just for you. Today we're taking a look at the upcoming Floatzig one. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? It's Mike from the Sneaker History Podcast, and we are back with another video. Guys, thank you so much for joining. If you hadn't done so already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, drop a comment. All those things, guys, help the video get through the algorithms, which you guys have been doing a heck of a job so far this year. I mean, we've hit milestones we hadn't hit before, and it's all because of you guys. So I really do appreciate everything you do. Keep on doing it. Let's see how far we get through the end of the year. Now, getting right into the shoe, guys. First off, I gotta give Reebok a big thank you because they sent me this pair over early so I can check them out and get you guys this video. But again, we're talking about the Reebok Floatzig 1. Now, guys, this is going to be an upcoming runner from Reebok, and it's a part of their performance line. And I gotta say, guys, this is a pretty legit runner. Now, it is going to be releasing on April 4th here in the States, and around the world, it is going to be available, I guess, in certain places. Check out your Reebok retailer, see if they are available. But I know for us in the US, we have to wait about a month. So you guys check out the website. I'll leave a link down below in the bio so you guys can check out all the breakdown of the shoe, of course, get the pricing, everything you need, and even I think set a reminder as well, so that way when it does come out, you're ready to go ahead and cop a pair. Now, as we get into this shoe, guys, I was able to actually test this one out, get it on the ground, do some runs in it, and I gotta say, I think this shoe fits right in line with their performance models. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, we're not gonna spend too much time there, but I want to just kind of show you so you kind of get an idea of what we're working with. So with Reebok, they have the Float Ride Energy. This is gonna be a 3.0. They have their runner here, but also they're gonna have their more like competition ready shoe as well. With the Float Ride Energy X, is gonna have like the really responsive plate, just about nothing for upper, so you're as light as possible. And so that's what we're working with now. And I think that this Floatzig 1 is a perfect entry for that recovery run. Now, guys, this sneaker is going to be full of cushioning, very springy. It's all because of the Float Ride cushioning we're using here that is going to be set up in the zig pattern. Now, with that zig pattern, it's supposed to provide a little bit more springiness inside each step, give you a little bit more energy return, of course, but that's without any kind of those energy plates, those spring plates, whatever you want to call them. There's none of that here. And that's the reason I think this is going to be more of a recovery run. Now, I am not a hardcore runner, so I can be corrected. So you guys who are those hardcore runners who do this for sport, you guys go ahead and leave me comments, because you guys have done so in other videos, and I appreciate it because it gives me more insight about kind of the thought behind some of these running shoes, and it helps me get more talking points, be a little bit more educated when I do this, because not only am I giving you guys knowledge, but you guys are giving me things that maybe I didn't know as well, so I do appreciate that. But from the things I've seen from comments or read on others running shoe videos I've done, this seems like it'd be more of a recovery shoe, maybe even more of a distance runner. That's not necessarily about speed or time, but how far can I go while still being comfortable. And I really get that from this shoe, because not only the cushioning, but also you're gonna have a nice, very comfortable setup up top with the engineered mesh. Of course, you're gonna have that fused liner, so you're not getting all these different seams on here. You wanna make sure it's as light as possible, and those fused pieces are gonna be reflective, so that way if you're running at night, you do get that pop of light, so that pop of shine, whatever it is you want to call it, so people know, hey, oh, there's a runner on the road. Now, what's really cool, again, getting the little weight as possible in this shoe, you're going to transition from the engineered mesh here into a translucent mesh on your side panels, which is going to be done up in this clear, of course, and teal color, so that way you're still going to have a really nice lateral stability, but again, you're taking weight off, so that way you can shave off as many minutes or seconds as you possibly can, because you don't want to be weighed down by your runner. You don't want to be the reason that's why you're running longer, because of the weight of your shoe. Now, on those lateral panels, you're also going to get the Reebok branding done up in blue, along with, of course, the Vector logo done up in a mixture of white and black. You're going to get to your tongue as well, which is going to be covered by flat black laces, and that tongue is going to be a mixture of an open cell mesh that you're going to see here, and you're going to get a closed up mesh that's going to have a fused panel with the Reebok branding done up in a teal color. Now, inside the sneaker, you're going to have a white mesh material inside, and you're going to have an insole. Nothing really special to write home about. It's going to be an Ortholite insole that is pretty thin, but again, it is weight reduction, so you don't want the super thick, heavy insole. But if this is something you are, again, a hardcore runner trying to get the best time possible, and you have some very specific insoles you're using, switch them out. I see no problem with that. Seems pretty easy to pull these in and out, so I don't see why it'd be a problem to switch them if you needed to. Now, getting that right back in here, we're gonna get to the ankle collar of the shoe, which is gonna almost have this kind of felt material done up in white. And this one's gonna have a blue nylon strip with a reflective panel right there in the middle, and a little bit of a black fuse going across the heel as well right before we get into our cushioning setup. Now again, that cushioning setup is going to be that float ride cushioning done up in that zig pattern, which is gonna give you the softest cushioning with the float ride, but also the most springy energy return with the zig build out. So that way you're getting something that is going to be super soft, but also responsive at the same time. Now you guys know me, I am not the biggest fan of a super soft runner. I just kind of feel unstable, but they did a great job of finding a middle ground here because it is, again, very soft. Like when you put your foot in this shoe, you feel it immediate comfort, but also it is gonna be really just set up enough to where it's not mushy, if that makes sense. I've tried out some other soft runners that were just too mushy and I just didn't feel stable, but this has found a proper middle ground so that way I can go in and not feel like I am just kind of all over the place, like I'm gonna roll an ankle. It is a pretty high stacked sneaker. I don't have the exact millimeter drop, but it is pretty high. You guys can you can just look at the heel of this thing. You got a lot of cushioning you're standing on. But just the way they built it out, it kind of bows out. If you guys can see it here, I'm trying to find the best way to show you, but you see how kind of it gives you a nice wide base, so that way you're not unstable. And with that softness, again, they found that middle ground so that way you're getting that spring back while not sinking in like a memory foam pillow. Now, along with that, you're going to have your outsole here. Now, this outsole is gonna be done up in blue in this particular color. It's gonna be full rubber here. It's gonna have a pretty like a kind of this web-like traction pattern. And what's really cool about it to me is that you can kind of see how they put it together. Like you have your zig cushioning, but then you have to see they kind of like almost just wrapped the zig cushioning with the outsole here. Again, giving you that very, very durable, but also a very light setup. So you see it's not a bunch of extra rubber. If you guys can see, you can see right through the shoe between the cushioning and the outsole, which is very, very, again, a light setup, very good, nice idea. Now, I do wonder how long will that traction last because it is a thin traction, but only time will tell. I've only run it a couple times. I didn't see anything, no rips, no tears, nothing to show any signs of immediate wear. So that's a great sign, I think, immediately. But I wonder how many miles these can go before it needs to be replaced because of that particular setup. But overall, I'm actually a really big fan of this shoe. And that's a lot for me to say because these don't have that carbon plate or that spring back plate for that energy return, and typically I don't like running shoes without it because I've been spoiled by it for so long. But knowing kind of the purpose for this shoe and running that kind of run with them, these make perfect sense, and I really like what they've done here. Reebok has done a great job of, adding on to the performance running line, and this is, again, a welcome addition. And if you're getting this particular shoe, I say go true to size. They fit perfect to me. This is a size 10. Of course, I wear size 10. But also, if you're not sure, always say try it on. That's always the best course of action. And typically with these running shoes, you'll be able to get them in pretty much any big box store who sells running shoes, from like Dick's Sporting Goods, Foot Lockers, all those. You pick a spot. You typically can go ahead and get your hands on it to try it on. So definitely try them on if you can, if you have any questions about it. But if you know, hey, I like a true to size runner, boom, go for it. I think that would be the best way to go. But let me know what you guys think about it. Again, this is an early look, so when you get your pairs in, go ahead and give me, let me know what you guys think about it here in the States. If you already got your pair and you're around the world, let me know if you like them. If you don't like them, drop me a line in the comments. I'd love to discuss these a little bit further with you guys. But until next time, see ya.